Chloe, I believe it's time to begin the show.
I think it is.
From Innovation Park, it's After Hours. Your hosts, Jordan Tracy and Chloe Cullen. Tonight on After Hours, political correspondent Morgan Goranson. Now here's your host, Jordan Tracy.
Howdy, folks. Woo! Expose myself and then close it up. What's going on, guys? Welcome to After Hours. I'm your host, Jordan Tracy, and alongside me, as recently always, Chloe Cullen. Woo! Yeah, I don't know how long we're going to keep saying recently, but I'll keep going with it. So in the news this week, punter Steve Weatherford got cut by the Jets after one game. He made $51,000 with the team for one game. I won't make that in my lifetime. Just kidding. We'll see. Broadcast journalism, Penn State, hook me up. Bob Martin, what's going on? Bobby Martin, shout out to Bob Martin. Shout out to the dean. I don't know her name off the top of my head, but shout out to her. Try my best. So with that, we finally know the cost of an arm and a leg. Because we got the leg, it's $51,000, and then there's the arm. So if we almost have the answer. Earlier this week, CNN asked Senator Lindsey Graham, the sweet tea drinking, southern hospitable Lindsey Graham, who he would date, marry, or make disappear, which is a definite change up of the original game, but we won't get into that. So he had to choose between Carly Fiorina, Sarah Palin, and Hillary Clinton. So I gotta ask you, Chloe, I'm CNBC, I'm awful.
I'm ready.
Marry, for Terran purposes, do, and kill between these three. You ready?
Ready.
Donald Trump.
Cool.
Slow man, smooth fingers, Ben Carson.
Good. All right.
Woo! And that gobbledygook Ted Cruz.
Good. All right. So.
Who are you doing, who are you marrying, and who are you killing?
I think let's start with Ted Cruz because people are gonna expect that I'm gonna want him to stick around because like he looks like he could be my dad, but like let's just
Hold on a
make that
second.
disappear.
Camera back on me. I want to break this down. She thinks that people will think she'll keep Ted Cruz around in the marry or do category because he might resemble her father. Shout out to West Virginia. Continue.
That's why we're making him disappear.
Oh, make him disappear. Got it. Which
then leaves two people, technically, who are going to have incomes after this political debate or like campaign or whatever phase they're going through right now. So
Ben Carson is a recap of his life and decisions, but that's what I call it. But so who you doing? Who you marrying?
I think because Trump is unpredictable with his guns, we're gonna do Trump.
Whoa! Take it to the Trump gun show is what she's doing. I like all of that.
We'll marry Ben Carson, and then if I'm Trump's concubine, then technically I'm set for the rest of my life, and I don't have to do anything but watch Netflix.
Mm-hmm. You're not Russian or his daughter, so I don't think that's going to work out.
I might as well try.
We're going to stay with the international theme here. China. Don't question my transitions. Just like it or love it. On point. You put your hands down, Matt Roskin. Anyway, that's a second shout out that you might get throughout the episode.
Stay tuned.
China got rid of their one-child rule, which is positive news. You know, you don't want all that stuff. So technically, they went from Juan to Tan. Wonton. if you didn't get it. Thank you for that. I'm going to take credit for that. Half to Grasucci and some to me. Okay. I just want to touch on this real quick, Chloe, just because it's on the top of my head right now. Nothing to do with China or
Yeah,
wontons.
I'm here. What's
But Halloween just passed.
Yeah.
I have to ask you. I know what you dressed out in the Halloween episode. What did you go for Halloween?
For real life Halloween?
Yeah, real life Halloween.
Oh, it's all a blur.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
I like the sound of that. No, sorry.
Oh.
That was really creepy. And when
I
you
think-
find out my costume, it's gonna get really weird.
I
But
think-
continue.
One night I went out in my donut onesie.
Okay.
And it
so you were
was-
in the girls who just said pajamas are a
I
costume.
said, I have a baby. And then
Okay.
that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's real
'cause-
creepy.
Yeah, like,
So you were
kinda pedophilic.
you were a donut baby.
I was donut baby.
Okay.
It was so not taken well. People didn't really understand it.
I went, and speaking of people not understanding, I went as 70s prom. So I wore like a thick mustache, had long hair, and I had this like powder blue suit onesie that I have. So it looks like I'm wearing a powder blue suit, and the hair and the mustache. It's 70s prom. That's not the response I got, actually. People thought I was Ron Jeremy. For the viewers at home that are innocent and don't realize who Ron Jeremy is, Ron Jeremy is an adult film star with a 40-foot dong.
What a compliment.
So
What a-
thank you, random people on the street. I'm Ron Jeremy.
That's almost like a psych experiment. You know what I mean? It's like, am I 70s prom or am I Ron Jeremy?
Oh, no.
Oh, and it tells so much about
Wait,
whoever
I'm
picks.
definitely 70s prom. Is the exit that way?
Well, welcome back to After Hours.
So I've murdered myself in this episode, as you'll see, and I've ruined any chance at a sex life. So thanks, PSN TV. Let's move on to the news here. Enough about me. Pope Francis. Speaking of 40-foot dong, Pope Francis.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, you hate to see it. You really do.
Let's just say he's blessed. Anyway. I'm so sorry. Oh. Pope Francis drops the first single off of his second album. So he's spitting that hot fire. But Pitchfork gave it 3 out of 10, calling it holy shit, man.
Do you think? If I was
There's no way I can atone for my sins. Sorry.
If I was the Pope, I think that I would want like a little set of like pips, like backup dancers. So I would get nuns and literally call them the single ladies. Make them dress up as Beyonce and just go for it in the background. I think it would sell so much.
Anyway, so U.S. astronaut, speaking of dongs, U.S. astronaut Scott Kelly, he's a man, he has a dong! Anyway, U.S. astronaut Scott Kelly spends a record 216 straight days in space. After this, he announced that he'll begin his 216 gay days in space, and let me tell you, they're gonna be fabulous. The most magical days in space. So there's an unknown space entity labeled WTF, and it's apparently going to crash in the Indian Ocean next month. Now, CNN, hearing that this entity is going to crash somewhere, has already started coverage on the impending crash and likely subsequent search missions, and they're just going to keep going. They have a digital simulation of the crash that has been created, and it's going to give people a better idea of what's happening. You know, that's just what's going to happen. You know, Wolf Blitzer's actually live on the scene. He is ready for the crash. It's awful. Yeah, CNN loves all that stuff. So let me tell you something that's kind of creeping me out here. A flea may have infected an Oregon teen with the bubonic plague. Nike is actually working with Oregon's new sleek Black Plague .0 jersey for this week's game. It's going to be beautiful. They're really good at uniforms and switching it up. We have a great episode coming up with you. We have a political segment with Mookie Gardenhose. And he's real great, real good kid. Let's see how Matt pronounces his name. We have a great show. Don't go away. I'm going to try to not get fired.
Woo!
Welcome back, everybody. So a couple weeks ago, we had Morgan Goranson come on and talk a little bit of politics. Well, he is back this week, and it's time to get political. And we are going to get political with, as I said, Morgan Goranson, everybody.
Thank you, Jordan. It's good to be back.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we have to add a little bit of intelligence into what we do here on the show, which is sometimes difficult in a festival of penis and poop jokes. I like to call it a penis and poop festival here at After Hours. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. So let's get into it. I know this week was a little busy in politics.
A little. Not really.
Just a little bit.
But.
The third Republican debate, but we'll get into that later. Let's talk about before the debate, where Ben Carson appeared on Meet the Press, and he kind of said some dicey things.
That's right. Ben Carson appeared on Meet the Press this week and attempted to defend his lack of energy as challenged by Donald Trump. In doing so, he explained that he used to be more volatile, even mentioning that he almost stabbed someone when he was 14. So let me get this straight. Mm-hmm. I can defend being low energy by saying, wait, I have energy. I'm going to stab somebody. If Ben Carson and Jim Webb had a baby, it would probably look something like this.
That's I can see the Jim Webb in his eyes. Like right here. It does. He has that same little happy smile that he had when he finally got time to talk. He killed a man. Morgan, I noticed when you were going through that. You okay?
I mean, I'm feeling okay.
You seem a little tired. Are you a little tired?
Yeah, I guess I'm a little tired. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I got to be honest. I'm going to need you to have a little more energy to get through this segment.
Energy? You want to talk about energy? You, come here. Oh. Is this enough energy? Is this enough for you? Come on.
I can see that you're prepared to do this segment by you almost stabbing this production assistant. Makes sense to me. You can go away now. You're safe. You can put the knife down. Thank you. So what else did Ben Carson get into?
Well, later in that same interview, he compared women who got abortions to slave owners.
Oh, lovely. That's great.
As you do. Now, I guess he did this in order to beat out Trump, who you have to out Trump to beat Trump.
I'd say so. Yeah, that sounds good.
Now, this only leads to Carson having to personally insult a lesbian comedian talk show. Ellen DeGeneres, you've been warned.
Ellen, let's have a little fun today. Sorry, that's just her theme song. I just can't imagine what he would say against Ellen. I mean, his go-to fat pig doesn't really work with Ellen DeGeneres as well as Rosie O'Donnell.
Well,
Margaret Cho? Coming after you? Anyway, let's get into the debate. So what did you see? What was going on?
Well, earlier this week, the third Republican debate was hosted by CNBC. And let me say, it was a bloodbath.
I like it. Mm-hmm.
When the candidates weren't bashing on each other, they were throwing insults at CNBC's moderators.
Well, they were pretty awful.
At one point, the audience even participated in the debate. There was more booing at the debate than in Beaver Stadium when Gesicki drops the damn ball!
I hate him so much! It's like 6 times a game. Please don't kill me, Mike Gesicki. You're so large.
However,
your biceps are like tree trunks.
2 for 2 yesterday.
He has the body of a roided up fat brother. I literally sit 3 rows behind him. If he sees this, I'm dead.
Join us next week with our new host, Chloe Cullen.
And Mike Gesicki or else. So let's move on before this man sees this and murders me. What else you got there, Morgan Gordy?
Well, during the debates, the candidates did make some points.
That's good. I really like that out of presidential candidates, that sometimes in a debate, they will make points.
Well, to me, what stood out the most was when we learned that Ted Cruz doesn't want to grab a beer with you, but he will buy you a shot of tequila,
Sounds like a good time.
a pot brownie,
Okay.
and then be your DD.
That's less fun, but
Well,
okay.
I just can't wait till he comes to Penn State.
That'd be. I think it'd be a good time, except for the DD part. I'm gonna have to Uber because he is a glob of nothing, and would be a giant buzzkill on my night. Though, if he would have came during the Halloween weekend, he has a wonderful goblin costume. It's his face. His face. Carry on, Morty.
Okay.
Carry on, Morty! Sorry. Talk about Carly Fiorina. I know she had to have said something crazy.
Well, at
Fill
one
me.
point, all of the candidates were asked what their weakness was.
Okay, and Donald Trump said, her face.
Well, Carly Fiorina actually responded by saying, "I was told after last time I didn't smile enough."
That is uncomfortable. Gotta be honest. And I'm imagining her face while you do it. I feel like my business is gonna fail.
Well, that was
HP, shut it down.
Well, it was thoroughly discussed in the debate. Mike Huckabee also pointed out that all of the other candidates were allowed to speak past their time. At that point, the moderators cut him off and pointed out that no one wants to hear Mike Huckabee talk.
Nobody. Literally nobody. He was the second to last person
Right next
in
to
line on the stage.
Right next to
Kasich.
John Kasich. Yeah.
Yep. So John Kasich, he was told that he couldn't talk. So I mean, if Mike Huckabee's a little bit closer, maybe he deserves like a minute or two. But you know who I really enjoy watching squirm in his podium? Good old Jebediah Bush. Tell me a little more about what went on with him this week.
Well, during the debate, there was a lengthy discussion about fantasy football.
Which I knew Chris Christie was really ticked off about.
Yeah, at one point he told them all to just shut up and move on.
Ah, lovely.
But before we got there, Governor Jeb Bush mentioned that he's 7-0 in his fantasy league. Shout out to Gronk and Tannehill for keeping team Jeb Fuel Can't Melt Steel Beams undefeated.
You know, that is a wonderful name. That is a wonderful name. And I really like Chris Christie's 0 for 7 team. 0 7 team. Chris Krispy Kreme donuts.
I thought they were just the New York Giants.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That would be worse.
Now, back to our boy, Governor Kasich of Ohio. He said that he believes that colleges should not be operating to make a profit. At this time, I would like to represent every fan of Big Ten football in saying thank you for defunding Ohio State and firing Urban Meyer.
Kasich, 2016. Woo!
Penn State, Big Ten champs, and soon.
We still got a couple more hurdles there, pal. We need to get the
We'll get
governor
there.
of Michigan to pull a twofer. And yeah.
Now, during the debate, everyone's favorite, Donald Trump,
Love him.
cemented his place as a frontrunner in his closing statements, reminding us that he was the one who took it to CNBC and negotiated the length of the debate down from 3 hours to only 2, allowing us to get back to our regularly scheduled program of watching the Mets lose in the World Series.
That's true. That is my favorite
Again.
pastime. As a Philadelphia Philly fan, there's nothing.
As a New York Mets fan, it's been pretty much my only pastime for the last 8 9 years since they lost. Well, I mean, yeah, just
Yeah, they're literally
a
the
long
worst.
time.
They're the worst.
Bunch of losers.
Good old Trumpy. Though they did argue, they got in a little cat fight there in a second where Donald Trump was like, I negotiated down to 2 hours.
Oh, and then they
he
were
was
like, no,
"Mm."
it was never 3 hours. And Trump was like, nah, girl, it was.
Nah, girl, it was. Good old I feel like Trump throws out a nah, girl here and there all the time. He has a lot of sass in that frass
It's
of hair.
all that energy that's built up.
A whole lot of energy that apparently Ben Carson has because I don't want him to stab me.
Speaking of almost stabbing people,
Oh.
we forgot to mention, Donald Trump also told us that he's packing.
Oh, yeah.
He's certified to carry in the state of New York.
That is huge. A huge danger to society.
But
Can
he
you
did.
imagine Donald Trump with a gun?
Well, he said that he doesn't always have it on him because he likes to say unpredictable. So when he does have it on him,
God, I can't wait to make America great again. And revoke him of that gun permit. So, Mookie Gardenhose, I really,
that's right.
I appreciated you coming on here. Morgan Goranson, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Don't go away. Hello, everyone. It is. Oh, whoop, whoop,
Woo! Woo!
whoop, whoop,
Woo!
whoop. That's my. I don't know why that's the face for celebrate. I like to call that the puffin. I feel like puffins make that face.
But only when they're excited.
Every day I'm puffling. So, welcome to the close. Unfortunately, we are at the end here of the show and of your lives. I'm just kidding. God, why did I say that? It's the end of my life once Mike Kosicki sees that political segment.
I can't wait. I can't wait to host with him.
The
It'll
man
be
is
so
built
much
like
fun.
Groot.
I know.
He's built like Groot.
We'll make a great team.
In the
Me and
hands of a cinder block. Jesus. I think he should be investigated for Deflategate because his hands are so solid. Drop every time. Oh my gosh. I'm just thinking about the awful things he's going to do to my body. I'm never, well, I can't say that I'm never because I've never gone, but I'm never going to marketing again. So,
Now he knows where to find you.
no! He knows what class! I've revealed too much. Good thing I feel like James Franklin's a nice guy, and he'll probably watch this and go, now, Kosicki, I have tremendous respect for After Hours. I have tremendous respect for both teams. That's how he sounds, BTW. You don't know James Franklin. So, Chloe.
Jordan.
You've literally said nothing. No, I'm just kidding. let's talk
That's
about
my
you.
job.
What did you think about the show today?
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. It was a good time. And I hope our viewers like it as well.
So where can they find us social media-wise?
You can find us on the Gram at After Hours PSN TV.
Woo woo.
And that's also our Twitter. And you can find us on YouTube if you just Google us, you know?
I'm really trying to get my foot in your shot. All right, bye, everybody.
See you.
Check us out. Kosicki, don't kill me.